my friends? How are you guys doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I am. I am because I get to hang out with you guys. I get to talk about some movies for just a little bit. And you know what, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a movie that came out this year, I guess earlier this year, a couple months ago, because that's how movies go nowadays. It's like, oh, I just dropped in the theater. 2 weeks later, I'm on your favorite streaming service. Yeah, that's just the times we live in. But anyway, guys, this is called Heart Eyes, directed by Mr. Josh Ruben. As always, hit that like and subscribe button before we get started. But this stars Devon Sawa. What? Jordana Brewster from Fast and the Furious. She's Vin Diesel's sister in that. Olivia Holt. Now, Miss Holt, she actually kind of ups her game in this because she's mainly like a child star. She's been in a lot of kids' movies, a lot of family films. She ups her game in this. She decides she wants to be a scream queen. And that's cool. Bring it on, right? We also have Mason Gooding. This cat has been in a ton of stuff too. I'm not going to name it off, but once you see him, you'll be like, because he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys where you see him in a movie and you're like, hey, it's that guy. You don't know his name, but he's in everything, right? He's one of those people. So that's who all's in this. Devon Sawa's good. Jordana Brewster's ridiculous. The other two turn in pretty good performances. But what are we really here for, guys? It's called Heart Eyes. I was going to say it's not a romantic comedy, but it kind of is. So we have the Heart Eyes killer. He's wreaking havoc in this small town. And he only kills couples, like on Valentine's Day. So what they do here is something I kind of like. It's kind of special. I like it. If you haven't seen it, you also need to check out Happy Death Day. And it's kind of like what they took a horror film and they made it similar to Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray, where you keep repeating yourself in a loop, but every time you die kind of thing, right? You got to figure out who the killer is. That is the premise of Happy Death Day. They took a formula, the time loop formula, and applied it to a horror movie. What they did with Hard Eyes here is they took the rom-com formula. They took the formula of the rom-com where there's like the meet cutes and there's the ridiculous dialogue that's like, gushy and stupid. It feels like you're watching a Hallmark movie with knives. And it's cool. I dug it, man, because I'm watching it and I'm seeing this fluffy, cute BS on the screen, and then all of a sudden somebody takes a knife to the eye socket, and I'm like, what? And it was just fun to watch. There's some great kills here. It's nothing like over-the-top, ridiculously gory, or it's appropriate. It's appropriate violence. I know I use that term sometimes. It's appropriate violence. And in this, it is appropriate. There's some good kills. There are, some not so good kills. There's CGI blood, but for the most part, I feel like the majority of this was probably practical. At least it looked like practical effects to me. So, I like that aspect of it. I like the acting. I thought that, the way that the characters were able to go from that silly, cotton candy superfluous BS to, oh gosh, we're about to get killed by a maniac, was great. I thought they were able to switch on and off like that pretty quickly and pretty easily. And I applaud Miss Holt for being able to do that. And I think she probably has a pretty promising career in horror films or in any films, really. I mean, I say any film. She's not going to be like the next, Katharine Hepburn or nothing, but she was good in this. Now, Devon Sawa, guys, he was a 90s heartthrob. 90s, early 2000s heartthrob. My wife, that was her dude back in the day. She loved her some Devon Sawa. And so I'm watching this and I'm seeing him in the screen. I'm like, why does he look so familiar? Sure enough, I looked it up. It was Devon Sawa. And I was like, man, he has aged like an old catcher's mitt. He just looks rough, bro. But hey, he turned in a good performance here, and I liked him. He was funny, but he was also serious, because he's playing the cop that's supposed to be figuring things out, but there's like the romantic comedy aspect that they throw in there. We have Jordana Brewster playing both sides of the field. It was a solid film that I enjoyed watching, not because it was good, but because it was entertaining. There's some movies you watch, and you just watch them because they just, they make you feel good, but they're also just like, they're mindless. You can turn your mind off. You can watch them. You're not thinking about nothing. You don't have to figure out a plot. You don't have to try to guess who did it. You know, you are just sitting there watching it because you know it's going to follow the same formula that every other movie of that genre, you know, follows. But they're going to mix it up a touch with the rom-com aspect. And I loved it. I thought that was awesome. So I'm going to give Hard Eyes 2 thumbs up. It's definitely worth your time, guys. I rented it on Prime, you know, because that's my go-to when I want to watch something on the cheap. I go to Prime. Hopefully it's on sale, and we watch it. So if you want to check it out, guys, it's there. I'm sure it'll be out on a streamer here soon at some point. So just keep your eyes open on your favorite streamers for it. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging around for just a little while and talking about this with me. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out, my friends. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out, and I will see you soon. God bless.